Becoming coach and trainer of leaders, Eric Kohner worked for 20 years in the entertainment industry, appearing on stage and in film and television. He has opened new paths in leadership development, applying his experience as an actor to his work as coach and trainer of leaders. As senior trainer of coaches for both his company and the Coaches Training Institute, Eric has conducted programs in North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Middle East. He is Master Certified Coach by the International Coach Federation and works with Augere in its Act of Leadership program. Eric, hello, welcome to Augere. You have trained a new generation of CTI trainers, coaches, and have served as supervisor and examiner for the Coaching Training Institute. From your experience as a trainer, what do you think it should be the profile of today's coaches?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that question because it's it's amazing to me that actually I've been doing this for that there is a new generation of coaches is amazing to me in itself. Today, it's not just about getting people to do things in the coaching world. Today, people hire coaches because they want more out of life. It's no longer something that's done as a remedial process, and what I mean by that is that coaches don't get hired as much to fix a problem in somebody's life as it is to find out what that person really wants and dreams about. And creating the circumstances for that to be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think? How should leadership be developed in companies? We were talking about the profile of the coaches, but what do you think about leaders?
I think in today's global environment, one of the key things that leaders need is to be able to work with all different kinds of people. So it's no longer one size fits all. And what I mean by that, it's no longer about treating every situation and every person the same way. It's about being able to fit the needs of both the people that work for them and also the needs of their customers and clients.
And as an international executive coach, as we've said before, your customers include Capgemini for 8 years, ING, IBM, US Navy, so a lot of different organizations. And you've worked all over the world, as we were saying before too. We were talking about this global situation and the leadership, the need to adapt it to these global organizations and with many different people working on that organizations.
Right.
How can a leader adapt itself and its organization to this global situation?
Well, it's there's a paradox there because every country has its set of cultural norms, and of course, the leader of today needs to be able to once again be adaptable to that, and yet at the same time, there are some universal truths that cross all cultures. So, and what I mean by that is if you come from the place of respect and integrity and treating people as equals, that will work in any culture. People basically all around the world want two things in the work environment. They want to be of use. They want to be able to contribute, and they also want to be recognized. They want to be seen and they want to be heard. And today's leaders need to be able to do that. It's much more, in my opinion, the focus is much more now in the behavior of leaders than in the expertise.
And we are living in times of uncertainty, and which is the best way to deal with this situation? Taking into account the importance of the behavior and what were you telling now? How can we face this big deal we are facing now?
Well, I believe that people don't have answers right now, like you say, uncertain times, and leaders really don't know. I mean, this is all new stuff, and so there is a lot of unknown, and leaders that can navigate in the unknown, I believe are the leaders that are going to be able to succeed and be resilient and be able to deal with that environment. I also think that authenticity is magic. When people can really just show up in an authentic way, people are drawn to that person. And one of the, common threads that's going through all of us right now is that it is a very vulnerable time. And to allow oneself to lead from that vulnerability rather than trying to hide it and act as though, you're not feeling that way. I think people are feeling vulnerable, and I think that leaders, the more honest they are, the more...
will succeed, maybe.
Huh?
Will succeed in this.
I think that people will respond to that, and people will, if a leader comes in today and says, I can't do this alone, I need your help. I think that, people that work with that leader will respond to that.
Let's talk about the program in which you are working here in Alger, the Act of Leadership program.
Yeah.
What is it about? I think it has to be a lot with
Yes.
this kind of leadership.
Well, it's actually about, it's interesting from the last question, it really builds off of it because it's called the Act of Leadership. It's about mastering the art of authenticity. And the way that we have them do that is through teaching them acting skills. And I know that sounds paradoxical because, when you think of acting, people think that's fake and phony and all those kinds of words. But actually, when you think of the greatest actors or the actors that you really, really love, most of the time you love them because you believe them. And they're able to get in touch with their emotional instrument. And we teach the same skills that are taught in acting schools.
And that the leaders need.
Yes, exactly. And basically, those skills are geared towards building the role of leader. So like the first day, we'll be working on the acting skills, and they'll be, stretching muscles and finding new parts of themselves. And then in the second day, we have them get up in front of, the room and declare what their act of leadership is. And they get to develop the role of leader.
And it's easy to develop this skill of leader, or there are different skills, there are different kind of leaders?
Well, I think that there is a real shift also going on in terms of who a leader is. and how a leader should act. Most leadership development classes that I've been, exposed to, they focus on either looking at the person's strengths and at their weaknesses and then improving their weaknesses, or they will come up with the 10 best ways to lead. That's not what this class is about. I'm not saying that that's not valuable, but that's not the approach that I take. The approach that I take is that it's inside of us. That leader is inside of us. And all we need to do is to reveal it. All we need to do is to find the qualities that are already there that need to be exposed. And so
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So everybody can do it. So
I believe
that's
that
the
everybody
message.
has the capability. I mean, yes, there's some people that are born with, that kind of personality that allows for that. But I believe everybody has the ability to lead. Yes.
And finally, Eric, what would be your recipe for the leaders for this near future? What are the main things that they have to take into account?
Wow,
that's that's a big question.
Yikes! I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Just
what are the
for a leader in this situation now that we are facing, we've talked about that before, but just the main things, that the main skills, the main decisions that he or she has to take in order to face the situation and maybe be sure and be capable of facing it.
Well, I mean, I think it's important, as I said before. I said and when we were talking about executive leaders in organizations, that once you get to that level, it's not about what you know as much as it is about who you're being, who you're showing up as, how your behaviors come across to the world. So it's really, I think the leaders of the future or the leaders now really need to look within themselves. We've talked about the uncertainty of these times. Where does the next generation of leaders need to lead from? I think it's from their values. I think it's from what's inside and what's really, really important to them, and what do they really want to bring into the world. Not how much revenue they can bring in this quarter. Because we've found out the hard way, I say we, all of us, have found out the hard way that that's not the way to do it.
That's clear.
Yeah.
So, Eric Kohner, thank you very much for being today
It's been
here.
a pleasure.
And thank you. Bye.